I thought the devil was through when they made Rosemary's Babies. But, oh no. Now we got Baby Kid.
It's animation.
Okay, so there's that infamous line in the trailer to Baby's Kids where it just says, Baby's Kids, it's animation.
What?
But yeah, originally it was supposed to say it's animation with attitude, but due to some error, all the trailers just got it's animation.
I wish more trailers would be like, it's a action movie. People are like, oh, okay,
It's a movie.
That movies that have clear advertising always do well, so maybe that'll work if they just go, it's drama. People are like, oh, I know, I'll see it now. I get it.
We're always in our clubhouse getting high. Super fuckers. Everybody wishes we would die. Super fuckers. Here we come like a bomb. Everybody fucking run and hide.
Hey, it's the RebelTaxi Pizza Party podcast. I'm Pan Pizza. Who are you people?
Oh, hey, it's Jim.
Oh, hey, Jim. It's me, Izzy.
Wow.
Hey, Izzy, how are you doing?
Doing all right. You?
Oh, I'm okay, you know.
Yeah, good. Good.
You know how I do.
I'm Nolan.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know me. Bye.
Yeah. So yeah, what's the crap? I forgot how I start these, but yeah, it's the Pizza Party podcast.
What? Like what? 70 something?
Yeah.
It's been a while. It feels like it's been a while, but you know.
We're talking about stamps.com. Stamps.com is great if you need to mail some stuff.
The next video is gonna be a video explaining why action cartoons are fucking dead.
Oh, except for DuckTales.
That's not an action cartoon.
I guess that's an adventure cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's pretty adventure-y.
Yeah.
You know, a gauntlet was used and a sword, and there was a fiery ghost monster.
That's true. That's true.
You guys want to talk about DuckTales?
Yeah, that's the entire week. That's all I care about.
All right, news.
Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, airplanes. It's a Duckburg. Might solve the mystery or rewrite history.
DuckTales premiered yesterday as we recorded this. We're recording on a specific day. Ooh, but how was the hour-long premiere that they played for? Did they play it for 24 hours?
Yeah, they did.
Oh yeah, they played this. Okay, I thought that was strange. Yeah, they played it for 24 hours straight, the same episode over and over.
But they had different. But in the commercials, they had different little peeks at the show that was going to come out. So if you did watch each airing, you'd get like one would be hosted by Huey, one would be hosted by Louie, you know, so forth. So they gave you kind of some cool tidbits, but. It's all to rip off what Rick and Morty did on April Fool's Day or whatever. When was that?
Huey, Doomy, and Louie, Hong Kong.
Did you see it?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, like, I never grew up with DuckTales, but explain what the hell DuckTales is. I mean, I grew up with the movie, but I barely remember it.
I mean, DuckTales was, it's actually based on the Uncle Scrooge comic books, but it's based on a rich gazillionaire, Scrooge McDuck, who's voiced by David Tennant. And
You say 10-inch? Are you Pan now?
No,
David 10-inch penis.
That's a joke someone said about him on a talk show that people used to reference, and now I feel bad that I did.
More like David 5-inch.
I'm sorry. It's just one of those things where it's like I don't expect that from you.
I'm sorry. I should have done that. I'm ashamed of myself.
No, it's totally fine.
I'm the one that needs to be making the sexual puns.
Okay, sorry. I should know my role. No, but Scrooge McDuck, who's a gazillionaire, takes in his nephews Huey, Dewey, and Louie, who are also the nephews of Donald. Are they Donald's kids or nephews? I forget.
No. Donald is a twin. That's a little known fact. Adela Duck is the mother of the twins.
Oh, okay.
So it's Donald's sister.
But yeah, so he goes on adventures with his adopted kids, also with the girl Webby, and Launchpad McQuack as he continues to find tons of buried treasure and go on adventures like that. I think that's kind of what it is, right?
Yeah, it's about.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I'm super stoked about this because there's so much to talk about as far as DuckTales goes. Because if you guys watched any of the Ninja Turtles, the Nickelodeon series, this is basically the same thing where it's taking every version previous as well as other references to Disney Afternoon stuff and merging it into one universe and like making little references, picking and choosing the best stuff. And there's already in the 2 episodes alone, there was a Darkwing Duck, a Goof Troop, and a Tailspin reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know Launchpad McQuack is in there. I don't know if was he in the old show?
He was in the show, but not in the comics.
Okay.
But since he was in Darkwing Duck, but apparently I read after I guess we didn't talk about the Darkwing Duck potential crossover, but apparently in the original shows, DuckTales and Darkwing Duck exist in separate universes, but in this one they exist in the same universe.
That's so weird because like not only did Launchpad appear in both, but so did Gizmo Duck, and they referenced Duckburg. Like,
that's just what the creator of the original said. I mean, I think that's a little far-fetched, but I get I sort of get that they're potentially going to cross over, maybe not just Darkwing Duck, but to Tailspin, and even I would like to see a Rescue Rangers reboot. I loved Rescue Rangers.
Well, so far okay, so Rescue Rangers, and I apologize. This is going to be an episode where if you don't like my voice, you're going to hate me because I'm so fucking excited to talk about this shit. So I apologize. I'm going to geek and gush all over this. They've mentioned Spoonerville, which is the hometown of Goof Troop. Like that's where that takes place. They mentioned Saint Canard and Air Pirates, which means that is basically 100% guaranteed that we're going to get Don Carnage from Tailspin. I don't think we're going to get Baloo and Louie because okay, so fun fact about Tailspin. Again, I'm sorry, I'm going to gush about this.
no, I want to know these Tailspin.
Where does Tailspin?
I was a big Tailspin kid.
Where does Tailspin lie in the Jungle Book mythos?
It doesn't. Those are separate universes, you asshole.
Wow, Disney, like, how did they get away with that at the time?
Okay. So like, Louis, I don't think Disney can use that version of Louis, that the Tailspin / Jungle Book animated version, because the wife of the person who played that, the voice actor, sued Disney when Jim Cummings did the voice impression of the original one.
Oh, wow.
Tailspin. And you'll notice that there's this 2-parter, To the Bell Rings or something, where they have this one Fox character that's complete fetish feel. She gets tied up like every other second.
I'm listening.
Yeah. Like it's the episode that like most people are like, oh, like remember, because like she just gets tied up, gagged, everything, and that's literally her own purpose, is to like be the pretty girl to get damsel in distress. Well, after that episode, Louis does not appear ever again in Tailspin. Like he just disappears, and it's because they lost, like they got sued and they weren't able to use the character anymore.
How come?
So like I don't think we might see like a cameo of Kit, but I don't think we're gonna like, and maybe at the very best like background or like a quick cameo of Baloo, but I don't know if we're gonna get like a full on episode dedicated to him, you know. But Saint Canard does exist in this new DuckTales.
So why did the wife sue?
Because Jim Cummings was doing a voice impression, like they were using his likeness without his permission.
Yeah, because they really based him off of whoever did the voice of the original King Louis was really based on that guy. But I feel like that would still be their intellectual property, but maybe it was kind of one of those things where Disney does like to be respectful, like as a company, to like the families of these people who they've continued on their likenesses through stuff, and will back away if they're not happy with it. And I guess if it was already like that bad to the point where someone's suing them, I think they went, let's just like let this go and we'll figure something. Because they before doing anything with with Peter Cushing in Rogue One, they actually asked his family, and they legally did not have to. But because they were like, if this blows up, it'll be such bad press that we're just going to go and clear the air, pay them a certain amount, which they legally don't even have to do, and just like make it good. And that's what they did. And so they could have Peter Cushing's likeness in Rogue One.
Yeah, as the Grand Moff Tarkin. Yeah.
So like I've heard they do that, but legally, I know with that one, they own that performance and they own that they own the first Star Wars or parts of that. So
they own your soul.
They wouldn't legally have to, but it's just like it's in bad taste kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But like Don Carnage, I feel like works so much better as a DuckTales villain anyways. Like especially in this new variation where it's a little bit more actiony than the original DuckTales.
Mm-hmm.
Like, 'cause I mean, it's really hard to really gauge because we had 4 seasons compared to 1 hour special. But like, this version of Scrooge seems more actiony, more ready to like jump for it versus like I don't know. I feel like he was more like a map hunter versus like ready to do the booby traps.
Yeah, because like this new DuckTales seems like a big adventure, and like what was the old show like? I know it was like a slice, just like one-off episodes, but were they going on adventures or did
they went on a lot of. It was more of an adventure show, and they'd like sometimes they would do other kind of different sort of adventures, but it was kind of I wouldn't say exactly Indiana Jones-ish, but kind of within that adventure kind of vein. So it was kind of like fun, family-friendly adventure type of stuff.
Yeah, this one though, they look like they're introducing more mystery elements. Like they're taking what they've learned from Gravity Falls and trying to incorporate it into DuckTales.
Yeah, I noticed that with spoilers, sort of, not really, the end part. That they're setting things up, which, I mean, there's certain things about it that I feel like the problem with any reboot show is the first one you're going to be a lot more critical of. So it was actually sort of worked to their advantage, having seen it a couple times that day, because the first time I was way more critical of it, but by the end I was like, oh, I can kind of see how that worked. And I mean, I don't love that the boys don't have the kind of Donald Ducky voice. I kind of like that about the original, where they all had that, not as thick as Donald Duck, but that kind of duck voice. But
I do have to say, with everyone sounding really normal, Donald was really hard to understand.
Yeah, like did anyone else have problems understanding Donald?
Well, apparently that's why he wasn't featured in the original show as much, because they felt people would have a problem. And what's interesting is I watched, like, I have a DVD set of the original, and I watched a few, and I didn't have a problem. But just because the juxtaposition of the voices, like, I had to keep turning it up. Like, I was worried, like, what's going on with my hearing? But it's just like a lot of people complain more about it on this new pilot than anything, because it's weird to hear someone go like, I can't do a Donald Duck voice, but like that voice next to a normal kind of American voice. Yeah, it's like it's harder because your brain's not getting as used to it,
Right.
So.
Though I heard from I remember reading that the reason why Donald didn't appear in the original series was because they were scared that Donald was going to overshadow Scrooge and the nephews, and they wanted to focus more on them.
Oh, that sort of makes sense too.
So that's why he appears as a minor character and occasionally appears to still get that star power, but still allowing the show, because you know how Disney is about their main characters. They're Mickey, Donald, and Goofy. They're very scared to ruin the image of those characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, also, if they were to put DuckTales in international show, like international channels, I don't remember which country. I think it's either Swedish or Finland or something. Donald Duck is like crazy popular. So if there was like a Donald Duck like there to overshadow the,
it's like all of like Scandinavia, actually. Like when I went to Iceland like 7 years ago or so, and in the airport there weren't that many magazines, but there were a ton of Donald Duck and Uncle Scrooge comic books. And it's like, that says more than anything. Like here we have just crappy books or whatever, but like they're just like Donald Duck comics. We need those in our airport,
Yeah.
But also, I think Launchpad, because he wasn't in the comics, right? Like he was a TV show original.
Yeah.
And so you correct me because I haven't read the original comics, so I'm just reading based off. I'm repeating what I've read. But like Donald was the pilot for the group. So now that when they made Launchpad, so they would still have a pilot. So it's really interesting to see that both characters are on the show, in that like they're kind of fitting the same role. I mean, obviously they're completely different characters, but as far as the member of the team, you have the Scrooge, the pilot, and the kids.
I didn't see the DuckTales pilot, so no.
I think you would like it. You should check it out. I'm sure it's on demand on your cable, probably.
I don't have cable.
Oh, sorry.
I haven't had time anyway. I don't have time to watch anything. I'm too busy. Literally, my free time is dedicated to this podcast and commission work and nothing else.
Oh,
so.
Yeah.
No.
But is there anything you guys hated about the DuckTales reboot?
I know Captain Disillusion, who I'm going to plug because he's really good and doesn't get enough. attention, but he really hates how the art style of the new show.
I
how they all
do.
have, like,
I do
gross
have some
foreheads.
minor complaints about the art style.
Hmm.
There is definitely moments where the quality dips, not so much in the quality of animation, but the quality of line work. There's
Sure.
moments where it's like it's very obvious that it's like Flash, like in the hands. There's like a couple of shots with the Gumglow's hands when he moves. It's like really sketchy. It's just not as clean as the rest of it. And there's other points where like some of the line weights go from being like really thick to really thin.
Oh yeah, I noticed that.
You noticed that too?
Yeah.
I just don't get why Disney would use Flash for their like big.
This is Flash?
It's either Flash or Toon Boom,
Looks like-
regardless.
I'm sure it's Toon
Yeah,
Boom.
I guess I mean rigged, like rigged.
Right.
I mean, that's a little weird because that was kind of the one big thing with DuckTales was that they kind of put a lot of money in the animation when it originally launched because that was kind of their first big syndicated TV show. They didn't do anything.
Besides
like
Gummy
that.
Bears.
Well, Gummy Bears was just
Gummy
on Disney
Bears.
Channel and a Saturday morning thing, but this is like their big push. And they sort of like Hanna-Barbera was like, whoa, you kind of like spent too much time on it. Like they were like, there's a way you do TV animation, and they sort of didn't get it. So like the animation in the original is like really good for TV animation, particularly at the time. So I was a little surprised they didn't continue that tradition, but it's also like they've learned a lot about TV animation since then. And you know, if you look at a Disney animation, you know, TV animation show from DuckTales to like later in the 90s, the quality is not the same because they learned the ins and outs of TV a little better, you know, and we're going to overspend like that.
I get that, but at the same time, I feel like since it is Disney, I feel like there's at least one show every once in a while, or at least moments where they could push the budget a little bit because, again, they are.
I think they should. I agree with you. It's sort of bullshit. Like, why didn't they spend as much? Especially if you're going to air it all these times. But I don't know. I mean, I like the Mickey Mouse shorts, so I guess they're trying to do something like that or something. I don't know.
Well, I think the Mickey Mouse shorts has a much smaller team. Which, by the way, shout out to Tara, one of our own working there.
Hey, Tara, I love you.
I keep in mind this is
Zach does, but you know, whatever.
This is me just like talking out of my ass, so I don't actually know how it's run or anything. But like, I assume since they're much shorter, they probably have a smaller team, which much easier to like interact with and make sure that the quality's up versus like mass producing 20 something episodes for a first season. Of a 22-minute long show. I could see where it becomes a little less a priority to make sure that every single shot looks amazing.
Yeah.
But like the other thing is, like you said, you're right. The first show had a way too big of a budget, and they've learned. And this isn't even a Disney Channel show. This is a Disney XD show, which is like a secondary channel, kind of like Boomerang, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're trying to make that their animation channel pretty much, and Disney Channel's where they have like Bizarrevark and all that crap.
That shit is fucking weird.
Sure, but like at the same time, it's also a channel that you have to pay extra for, has a smaller audience, and I'm not really sure how they're making their money from those things. Like everything is such a dramatically different territory since the 90s as far as what advertisements pay and everything. So like, who knows? I do expect there to be a huge increase by the second season, depending on if this is popular.
Yeah,
or
like
not.
Star Versus.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it, because like people who weren't just into animation were aware of it. Like it definitely sort of crossed over a bit. Like it was trending on Twitter for a while yesterday. So I kind of hope it brings people in who don't normally watch that channel at all. But the problem with, I think the other thing is watching a show on Disney Channel, watching it on Disney XD. Like I would watch like Gravity Falls, and like if the commercials came on, I'd be like embarrassed that someone's gonna walk by my apartment and be like, "What's going on in there?" It's super weird. And like, but now it's Disney XD has like less. Like I noticed the later airings had like kind of like regular kind of primetime sort of commercials, and I think maybe they're like, well, let's just let our live action crap exist on this field, and then I mean, but if no one can get it on basic cable, that's not going to help, you know.
Right. Well, I mean, also like the landscape of, because the audience is like half kids and then half the people watch the original show.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I think this was a push for kids like me who grew up with it. But I know like their plan is like they'll lose us by like half of the first season theoretically, and then keep the new kids. So hopefully that works.
So much of shows, like I don't have cable, so I watched it through a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, who's your friend?
Don't you ask questions. my point is that a lot of people pirate. And so like
Shay, next question.
From Disney Movie Tunes, an all-new action-packed animated adventure. Presenting Scrooge McDuck, star of Disney's hit series DuckTales.
No telling what kind of dangers we may find.
DuckTales, the movie Treasure of the Lost Lamp, only on the Disney Channel.
But well, is this part of why they did this? Is maybe also to give them more, and not to transition into a topic that I know we're going to talk about later. But is this a way to also hype up the Disney streaming service to be like, oh, well, you can't get DuckTales on cable unless you pay this extra, but you could get it on whatever the hell we're going to call our streaming service in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
They should call it the Disney Magical Internet Vault Portal.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people are saying they're going to call it the Disney Vault.
That'd be a good thing. But you guys want to talk about that news article?
What news article?
Well, the news related to that thing.
Sorry, I didn't mean to like derail. I was just. But
okay.
Izzy, did you want to say more things about DuckTales? Or
it was good. Made a lot of references. Darkwing Duck's going to happen.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at it on TV right now. The animation still looks very good. I mean, there's some parts that I can somewhat tell it's Flash or Toon Boom, but it still looks very good.
Oh, yeah. And there was one thing I did want to say is that you mentioned that you would love to see Rescue Rangers. I'm not entirely sure if that could work. Because, like, and I know it's a reboot, so you can kind of reimagine the characters however you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, like, keeping the integrity of Rescue Rangers, DuckTales, Tailspin, except Darkwing Duck and what am I missing? Goof Troop. They didn't have humans. Like they weren't like set in the real world.
You're right. You're right.
Rescue Rangers are small creatures, so it's like I'd rather not believe that there's little mouse people in this because it's already kind of fucking weird to have Donald Duck and a seagull next to each other.
I don't know if Rescue Rangers.
Disney's always done that though.
Yeah,
They've always
do it.
I don't know if Rescue Rangers and Chip and Dale are as big of a name today as DuckTales or Darkwing Duck is. Like I think I mean I know about the cult and I know people like it and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's as like the thing with DuckTales and the Donald Duck stuff is Disney had to have known like Scandinavia is going to eat this up, so at least this is going to be a hit somewhere. And if we budget it a certain way, it'll work. But I don't know about Rescue Rangers.
Hey Jim,
what?
Can you explain the cult for the kids at home?
Oh, we're doing it. I feel like we've done this a couple times, but
I don't know if we have.
Is on about Gadget isn't it the girl from Rescue Rangers? And there's like a Russian cult based upon her. They worship her, right?
Yes. Somewhere in Russia, there's just this cult for this one female mice character, and all those Russians love her.
I mean, it's so weird because it's like a character like I totally forgot about, and then someone's like, "Oh, there's a cult," and I'm like, "What?"
I have a fun fact about Gadget.
What?
So Gadget has the purple jumpsuit, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It turns out that jumpsuit's based off one of the artists at Disney at the time. There was this girl who always came in purple jumpsuits, and so they wound up designing Gadget based off of her. That's a little known fact from I think his name's Todd Sheldon. He's a storyboard artist that worked on Mastermind, Darkwing Duck, and et cetera, et cetera. He has a really cool blog spot and gives away little information like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
So, you want to get into the news?
Okay.
Darkwing Duck.
Let's get dangerous.
Darkwing Duck. Where do I count you bad boys? Darkwing Duck.
I really love that that assassin duck lady in the new DuckTales reboot, the one with the flat.
That's
top
not
hair.
news.
Shh. Hang on, it's on TV right now. I'm watching it. But anyway, all right. So, news. Hey, you know how Netflix has that deal where they got all of those awesome Disney movies, like new stuff like Rogue One and Moana and all the classic stuff on Netflix?
Yeah.
Well, too bad, because they're going to be removed from Netflix, and now Disney's going to make their own streaming service.
Well, it doesn't happen till 2019. So.
Oh, okay. That's good.
So it's not
Yeah.
it's not as fast as you think it is.
Okay.
Right. Like, because like every other person I heard talk about it over the weekend were like, I got like, well, my one friend was like, I gotta watch Moana real quick because before it's gone. And I'm like, oh, you have like 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have plenty of time, my friend.
They have deals with certain things, but the thing about this streaming service, because they just announced it, they're like all our movies, and people were like, you mean Star Wars and Marvel? And then a couple days later, they're like, well, actually, it's just going to be Disney and Pixar, and it's going to be more cartoon centric. And we're working on a licensing deal with Netflix for Star Wars and Marvel stuff. And I was like, Disney, what the fuck? Like, you're totally like backtracking. But apparently, part of this is Disney makes money off of selling the license to Netflix, and they don't know if this, because there's already too many streaming services.
Yeah.
So by the time they launch this thing, I can't imagine how annoying it's going to be by that point. And they're a little nervous. So I think what they're trying to do is keep Marvel and Star Wars on Netflix and keep that money coming in. And if their streaming service is a huge hit, then they'll bring over all the other stuff. But right now, no one knows like what's going to be on the streaming service. There's been rumors they're going to call it the Disney Vault and let everything out, which I think is the only way people would pay for it. But all the rumors of
the South.
What?
Finally, re-release of Song of the South.
Yes.
I would love that. They should. I think enough. I hope.
Zippity doo-dah, zippity day.
I mean, you can get that anywhere else that's not in America. So I guess if you went to England and they had their streaming service, you could watch Song of the South.
Yeah. But like, if Disney's gonna make their own streaming service, they better just put in everything they own, all the Marvel, Star Wars, and Disney. Like, otherwise, what's the point?
If they had all their old animated shorts in every movie, I would consider it. But if it's just like, here's Finding Nemo and Cars 2, I'll be like, hey, fuck you. Are you kidding me?
I mean, recently Boomerang has their own service, from Cartoon Network, and it's like only $3.99. It's very small, and they just have like old cartoons on there, and there's really not that much. And it's like, hey, you're Hanna-Barbera and Cartoon Network, you got a ton of things. You could just shove as much things on here. Why hold back?
I'm wondering. I can already foresee we're going to hit a peak streaming service thing. And then 10 years later, they'll be like, remember the streaming service boom? And only Netflix and Hulu and Amazon are left,
Yeah.
Well, okay. So like this is something that happens a lot in our, like, it happens more in video games than I think in the other mediums, but this feels exactly like Guitar Hero and Amiibos all over again.
Oh, no.
Where like one service or one product did super well, and then everyone's like, yeah, we should do that too. And then once you get like 5 or 6 of them going, there's no one that can afford all those, and you have to pick and choose. And most people are going to stick with the first one because they already have it and they're brand loyalty, unless there's some kind of really big thing. And once you have too many of them, they all kind of implode, and maybe like 1 or 2 of them stay.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm expecting. Because it seems like DC's also making their own, and it's like DC also has connections to Cartoon Network. Why don't you all just merge the Boomerang one and the DC one together?
Wait, for just like DC cartoons and movies?
I don't know, because they say Young Justice is coming back to a DC streaming service, and it's like...
It's a streaming service that also gives you access to like a backlog of comics. Like it's not just like movie streaming. It's kind of like Amazon Prime, where you get streaming, but you also get a couple other things as well.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
but it's like there's going to be too many streaming services soon.
I mean, I have three, and I'm already kind of like don't want any more. Like that's too many. Like, and Amazon Prime almost doesn't count because you're signing up for that for other stuff. So it's like I feel like Amazon Prime gets away with more because they're part of a bigger company.
Yeah. Right. I mean, like Amazon Prime, I got tricked into a streaming service because I got it for the free shipping.
Yeah, that's how most people have it. Like, I think so, right?
It's that and Doctor Who's on there.
Oh, right. They have a lot. Amazon Prime has interesting choices, I think, but Netflix, like, this is like, I think I mentioned this last podcast. This is what's going to happen to our media climate where Netflix is only going to make Netflix stuff and Disney's only going to make Disney stuff. But apparently Disney doesn't entirely want to do that because they still want to make the Defenders and all that, Daredevil, the Punisher, all those shows. But they, most companies are going to primarily just work on things for their own company to air on their own streaming service and not have it be for another one or something.
Yeah.
So it's going to be maybe a little more boring, to be honest.
Well, I just the beauty of Netflix and the beauty of Hulu and I guess Amazon Prime was that like they had a huge collection of things. Granted, it's not always all the stuff you want, but it's kind of the lottery of it. But I got Netflix because it's simple, like it has it's just a shatter shot of a bunch of stuff, and the original programming is great. I mean, like I think they're kind of like Pixar, where you just think of them, you think of quality, even though they've had some hit or misses. I mean, Netflix has a lot more misses than hits, but we only celebrate the popular ones.
Yeah.
But like, once everyone splits out, the whole streaming's no longer convenient. It's no longer like that's what made it so much better than DVDs,
Yeah, like how are you gonna keep up with like all these different services and know what's new on each of them and all this stuff? It's just gonna get too overwhelming. And like you can't, like, there has to be a way to organize it. And I know, like, I think Apple TV sort of does, but I don't have one of those, so I can't really comment on that.
Yeah. But then again, well, no, because like I was gonna say was like my friend has a smart TV, and they have like a bunch of individual streaming apps like Disney XD, Cartoon Network, etc. But those are all free ones. So once you get into the subscription ones, that's where it's going to become like, no, we just want to pay for one. If all these people were going through and doing like minor ads like the Disney XD and the Cartoon Network app, I can kind of see everyone branching out and doing their own thing.
Yeah. Or they could do what could even happen is Amazon Prime has those plug-in things where you can have like HBO or whatever, and it can plug in, have an additional streaming service on your own streaming service. So it is getting too much because like even the public library has a streaming service now.
What?
Yeah, I haven't signed up, but I'm going to just because it's free. It's called Canopy, and it has just like old movies. And I know the Brooklyn Public Library signed up, so I'm going to do it. But you have to have a library card, and I don't know what states libraries have it, but I know certain ones. It's spreading.
This sounds like a joke.
What? No, I'm serious. You think I'm joking or? No, it's a real thing. But it's weird because they're like there's so much Criterion Collection in it. But I'm like, I paid for a year of Filmstruck, and that has Criterion Collection. So it's like even the exclusivity of a lot of these things doesn't entirely hold true for very long. Yeah. So it's like it gets even weirder because you're like, I thought I had the Criterion Collection. Now this does too. And like I feel like Disney's going to be the same way, where it'll be like Zootopia's on 3 different platforms. And you're like, what? I just wish everything was available, like all the movies, and we could just stream them and pay like a flat fee, and there was some way to organize it.
The Pirate
and
Bay.
It worked.
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say
Well, even that, like, there's certain movies you can't get from older stuff that I'm like, I feel like watching this. I'm like, oh, I can't at all ever.
Do you remember this studio? They now make like horror movies, but back in the 90s, they were making rent movies, like just movies you rent.
Oh,
you couldn't purchase them.
Weren't we talking about that before?
We might have.
Yeah.
But like Moonbeam Entertainment, and like one of my favorite movies as a kid was Treasure Island. I think Magic Island. It was called Magic Island, and it was basically the middle child from Home Improvement gets sucked into a book, and then runs around with pirates, being chased by pirates. They have good pirates, they have bad pirates. There's stop motion. It has a mermaid that grows legs. It's got everything.
Was there a tree
pizza tree?
Yeah, a pizza tree. I've seen this movie. Yes.
Yeah. There was a reason. It's a really hard movie to find online. Like I think you can find it on YouTube now, but like there's no like good quality. and they refuse to release DVDs of these. So it's like if they had a streaming service where I could watch that, that'd be awesome. I pay for that.
Blockbuster streaming.
Well, actually, you know, Blockbuster tried so many times, and even Netflix tried to sell themselves a Blockbuster for like 50 million, and Blockbusters are like, nah, we're good, we're fine.
Well, look, it was a different
like-
time. They didn't know Netflix
like-
would blow up.
But I've read about how like Blockbuster didn't like, they really tried to make streaming happen. It just never, every time they tried to, the service would fall apart. It wouldn't work as well. They, you know, all these like complications. I'm like, oh man, Blockbuster, you were like almost there and you didn't make it. And now
They
all that's
tried.
left is, it's just that last Blockbuster Twitter account. That's all that's left.
Yeah, I mean, there is a Blockbuster still in my town, and somebody in the chat saying, has anyone heard of the last Blockbuster Twitter? I'm sure there's more than
I
one
follow it.
There's-
It's really funny.
There's more
It
than
is-
one Blockbuster in the world, I'm sure.
I think there's like 10 or something. There's not that many. Like I saw one that they basically, it used to be a Blockbuster and a vape store bought it. And it's primarily a vape. It was when I was in England, and it's like primarily a vape store, but then they have all these movies, and I like asked him about it, and he's like, yeah, we just like sort of make money off this, but we mainly make money off vapes. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow, that's depressing.
a road trip to visit every single Blockbuster in America that's left.
That's the
That's-
saddest road trip ever.
No. If there was ever a pizza party podcast movie, like however, like internet reviewers, that would be it. It would be the four of us renting an RV and traveling.
Oh, and each Blockbuster we could see a different YouTube celebrity. Like it'd be like a different YouTube person we're either friends with, like
Hey, y'all,
Paleo
chain
could
shop.
be working at one, and we could get
It's me, Andre, Black Nerd, cameoing and everything.
we could get him, we could get PewDiePie could be in one. We could get everybody. Who else is we could get Daddy05. Oh wait.
Oh no, oh no.
Oh, really?
Sorry.
Oh no.
Apparently, they're trying to make a comeback. By the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I keep hearing that. I'm like, dude,
The,
just give it up.
the Daddy 05 comeback tour.
Oh man, those were like that was not a good controversy. Anyway, sorry I brought that up.
Yeah.
Can I drop one, because I know we don't like talking about YouTube stuff, but because I'm on Yo Mama, we keep animating Jake Paul shit, so I'm really familiar with Jake Paul, which is like the worst person. Like he's not the worst. He's not like as bad as these other controversial stuff. He just does a lot of really stupid shit.
Yeah, he seems like
And-
kind of a jerk.
Well, he like most recently made like not a diss track where he like put a bunch of YouTubers to talk about him on like the thumbnail, and like the first thing that pops up is like, this isn't a diss track, and so it's a song about how he's done a bunch of good deeds.
Oh yeah, but the kid, the Make-A-Wish kid, that's so sleazy.
Oh no, it's even worse. Is the fact that like that his music videos are super like produced like like an actual music video because he has money. So like, there's no way that he could have done it in the time frame. He has a line where he says, "Make-A-Wish hit me up. I met this girl. Shit changed me." Something like that. And it's like he posted that video, finished 24 hours after meeting her, meaning that he pre-wrote that line, pre-recorded that video.
Oh, that does make it worse.
He was plotting. He was planning ahead of time. You know, you gotta. You know,
you don't write how a person changed you and like touched your heart before you meet the person.
Well, I mean, could he have filmed that the meeting the person way before and held it till that time? Could that have happened?
I think in the video it says I met them today or something. Like it was a vlog style thing. Maybe that's what happened. But
I mean,
it's
he doesn't seem like a really great person at all. So I'm not gonna.
I have no idea who Jake Paul is at all. Was he that guy that was on Disney or something?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Okay, now we can transition to one thing. Okay, so there's this show on Disney or regular Disney called Bizaardvark. It's basically like iCarly, except if the iCarly girls were a lot more random, and they were owned by Voogle, which is like Google or something.
Wait, what?
It's this weird ass sitcom. There's a lot of disturbing things. Like there's this little kid he paid someone to be his best friend. Like this kid's like 12 and he hired like a 23-year-old, and then something happened with those two, and the little kid goes up to another college-age kid to be their friend, and it's clear they're trying to make like some weird, some sort of parody of if like, hey, it's like they're in a relationship sort of thing, and they broke up or something, and it's like, this is really weird. And Jake Paul's in that show, by the way. Anyway,
he was he
got kicked off, right?
It was super fascinating because, like, both Jake Paul and Disney made like a Twitter announcement of it, being like, "Hey, we decided to let Jake Paul go on," and then Jake Paul's like, "Yeah, I outgrown Disney." And then if you really actually look, he does get more views than the show does, so he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want a real acid trip of a show, just watch Bizarre Bark on Disney. Anyway, so you guys want to get into the next bit of news?
Oh, what's up?
Say, could you toss me those Autolite double platinum plugs?
Wow, Daryl Waltrip, you're a legend. Do you know this grease monkey? He's a famous cornflakes model.
Well, I also know a thing or two about racing.
Like what?
Well, like these high-performing Autolite plugs are the official spark plug of NASCAR.
Oh, well, not deep dive. Says that right on the box.
Autolite, it's time to change your plugs.
Stop record. Next bit of news. The King of the Hill might be coming back. Not guaranteed, but they say very preliminary conversations in bringing King of the Hill back, which that doesn't really mean much.
Well, it sounded like they had a meeting with Mike Judge and Greg Daniels, which it sounds like the meeting went well and they're open to it. But Mike Judge currently has another show, so I don't know how it's gonna work or when it's gonna air. But pretty much no script's been written. I don't think they've made an announcement what they're going to do about Luann.
Yeah.
Because obviously she can't be on it. And I keep hearing this thing that Seth MacFarlane might be involved.
That's a lie. That's a thing that someone posted and just fact checking. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But we're so early on this. It's like this thing might never come out or come out in like 2 years. Like it's not going to happen anytime soon. There's no announcement. It's pretty much like Fox. There's sometimes executives shouldn't say shit, and it sounded like one of those things where they should have just waited until they had like a script, or it just sounded like if you ran into someone and go, "We should get hot dogs," and they're like, "We should," and then they went and go, "Hey, Jim and I are going to get hot dogs later," and then I show up and I'm like, "I actually want tacos. What the fuck?"
Yeah, that's exactly like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
By the way, someone's asking, like, why can't Luann be in the new series? She died, the voice actress, so I'm not sure if they'll
Brittany Murphy, yeah.
Yeah, Brittany Murphy died.
Yeah.
How did Brittany Murphy die?
It's actually black mold. It wasn't, everyone acted like she died of some drug overdose or something, and it was all just the media being jerks. She actually had a mold problem in her home, and that's actually what killed both her mom and her husband. So it wasn't, everyone was like, oh, she was crazy and stuff, because she was actually going through kind of a rough time. It's really just a sad story. And the media was just kind of dicks to her. And then when it came out, it was black mold. They didn't go, oops, our bad. They kind of just,
tried to perpetually spin the lie, even were found out as frauds.
Because she actually, I haven't read anything on it in a while, but to my understanding, she actually liked being a voice actress, and they didn't bring her back for Happy Feet 2. And King of the Hill was ending, and it kind of spiraled her into a bit of a depression because she was like, well, I can't really get any really good work. And I thought I always had voice acting to be my backup plan kind of thing if I can't do the live action stuff. And then that wasn't working out, and people didn't like her new husband. And then she started getting sick because of this black mold shit. So black mold's creepy, kids.
Yeah. How do you not know there's black mold in your fucking house? I don't know the specifics, but I know that. I mean, I think there's people keep getting sick, and I think they didn't realize what it was until later.
It's not like there was one of her walls all of a sudden she walked in and it was black, and I guess it was always fuzzy. It's inside the walls, it's inside the ceiling, it's underneath the carpet type thing. It's just something you don't notice.
Yeah.
It's not something that smells. It's just
kind of like that one episode of King of the Hill where Hank Hill got mold.
Whoa. Yeah, but that guy was a scam artist, and Hank Hill fixed that shit quick.
What if that episode convinced her not to go into any ask a mold expert. Like, what if she became afraid that these guys will be fucking scam artists?
So you're saying King of the Hill killed her inadvertently?
Somewhat, possibly.
Wow, that's an interesting take. That's a hot take.
Shit.
What if King of the Hill predicts future events? Maybe that was like supposed to like it was foretelling that she was going to have a black mold.
Okay, well, we can guess that maybe Bobby Hill would die from an asshole football player that moves in next door.
Maybe it's telling you the wrong message. Maybe that's its subversive trick, is that you think the moral is this guy's an evil inspector, but really you should have gotten that black mold is evil, and you should always trust your inspectors with black mold.
Yeah.
This is some monkey paw shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Maybe this is the real idiocracy, is that he tricked us all.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying.
Mike Judge is very busy with a bunch of other projects. Like, I was hoping that he would bring back he would continue with Beavis and Butthead's revival, but that only lasted one season, and he went on to make Silicon Valley. So when or if he's ever done with Silicon Valley, he'll probably go back to something.
I mean, they got the other guy who did it, Greg Daniels, to at least talk to them about it, and I don't know if he's doing anything. He created the American Office and other stuff, so I don't know if he's busy. I don't know what he does now. But if because those were the two reasons that show was so good, and if they could get those guys both back, but I also don't think the last season of The Office wasn't exactly good when he came back, so I'm not gonna act like that it's definitely means it's gonna be good. So,
but would you guys want King of the Hill to come back?
No,
I never watched it, so I don't care.
Get out.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you would like it. I think.
You keep insinuating a lot of things I wouldn't like. Like, what if you came to me one day and said, "You know what, Nolan? I think you would really like the Holocaust. I think that'd be cool."
I said that one time. You never let me forget it.
Yeah, and then Charlottesville happened. Way to go.
Too soon. Hey,
that joke's getting cut.
Fucking hope so.
Live.
That's a stream exclusive.
Nah, I'm keeping that in. It makes me look.
Just to spite me.
I
just
guess
to
so.
spite me.
I don't know. It's like, does anyone care? I don't know. Anyway, hey, so I don't know, like King of the Hill. I feel like thanks to Adult Swim constantly rerunning it day after day, like I feel like it got a new audience of a younger generation, because it's kind of weird because it's like that show ended like 2002 or 3, and like I was there, and it feels weird.
No, it ended like 2010 or something.
No, it wasn't. It didn't go. King of the Hill did not go on that.
Yeah.
King of the Hill, IMDb. Hang on.
King of the Hill.
What?
Hold on.
2010? What?
Yeah, it went on for a while.
No, I was in high school. That's not possible. What?
That's not true.
It's not true.
It can't happen.
Impossible.
That's impossible.
There's no fuck. I gotta go on TV.com. What episodes premiered when?
Because I remember when the final episode premiered, it was a big deal. That was a good end episode, by the way. I really like that episode.
And now it's going to get revived and rendered meaningless.
Yeah, I don't want to know. Now that I know Boomhauer's a cop and stuff, like, god damn it.
What?
The thing here is this is proving that alternate alternative universe thing where we misremember stuff. Pan's from a different. This isn't our Pan.
No.
The Mandela effect.
Wait,
possible.
Is this not Pan? Is this a alternate dimension Pan?
Confused. What?
That would explain why he got a girlfriend.
Was it airing on Fox? Because I don't remember anything on Fox.
No, it aired on Fox. I swear to you, it aired on Fox.
What the fuck? That doesn't make any sense.
It just kept going. It's just kind of crazy. It went on for so long.
I was in middle school when that ended, and it apparently it ended at a completely different time.
Wait, no. Well, it says it actually. If you look at it, 2009, right?
What the fuck?
Still, that's a long 13 seasons.
I mean, if the show's never because if it ended and the networks were still airing it, it's really easy for us to get the perception that it's still going on, you know?
But I was watching Fox around that time. Like, there was no King of the Hill. That doesn't make sense. I didn't see King of the Hill.
But it was on at like 7 or 7:30.
It's like 7 a.m. or what? Like
7 p.m.
That's when every other Fox show is on. I swear it wasn't there.
They never gave it a lot of respect, and I think the funny thing about it is they keep delaying stuff that sometimes like episodes that were supposed to be from the previous season would get so delayed they'd end up in the next season and stuff like that. Like it got like confusing.
This is
So,
bullshit.
but yeah, well, they're actually.
According to the apparently in the
what?
comments section over here, 5 unaired episodes aired on Adult Swim.
Yeah, in syndication.
Okay, but I swear.
But then two of them aired. The official end of the last episode that ends everything was on September 13th, 2009. But then in 4 days in May 2010 in syndication or I guess on Adult Swim they aired 4 episodes, which happens a lot with shows. Like the last one will air and then they'll be like, oh, but we forgot to air this other one. So
I just don't.
There's been a few of those.
I just don't get it. Like I thought King of the Hill ended in middle school, and apparently it ended near the end of high school. That doesn't make sense. It's not what
just because something ends to you doesn't mean it ends for all of us.
And never ended in our hearts.
This is some Mandela effect shit. But yeah, so
which dimension are you from, Pan?
I just don't know. I just don't everything. Like I measure things depending on what year they came out. Like if someone tells me 1989, I think, oh, that's when Simpsons came out, the first episode. And it's like I measure things depending on what show came out or what game came out. It's like, no, this has destroyed everything I know.
Whoa.
Yeah, but hey, so King of the Hill, maybe someday, I don't know.
We'll see. I'm not sure how many things we can keep reviving. Like at a certain point, like how can we revive everything? Like what's the straw where people are like, whoa, we're reviving that, we've gone too far.
Yeah.
The answer to that, Jim, there will never be a time where people go, you can't revive that.
So you're saying Alan Gregory has a chance?
Alan Gregory has a chance.
Yes.
I'm not. I don't think that it's an impossibility at all that somebody would try to revive Alan Gregory by the time everybody forgot and try to make it better, or quote unquote better, rather.
Yeah.
Let's not think about the shit. Think about all the quality TV shows that got canceled too soon. That if we had Netflix at the time, we would have seen revivals.
Yeah, like
Firefly,
Fish Police,
Titan, Titan,
Titan.
Yeah. Just I don't know. There was just so many good things that died too soon.
Yeah, but
like My Youth and Innocence,
or My Uncle Steve.
Yeah, so you want to get into the last bit of news?
Sorry, I should have said that. I don't have an Uncle Steve. What's the last bit of news?
Hey, Jorge Gutierrez, the director of Book of Life and creator of El Tigre, will be directing the 2019 Lego movie, The Billion Brick Race. It's about racing. And
yeah, I won't believe that until I see a trailer.
Well, what's the deal? Is Book of Life 2 happening? I thought it was. So I'm confused about that.
They said it's happening now, apparently.
So he's doing Book of Life 2 and then doing Lego Billion Brick Race.
Yeah.
But what is Billion Brick Race even about?
It's like Lego Racers 64, the movie.
But it's the second Lego movie.
No. It's not Lego Movie 2. It's a different offshoot.
They are doing a Lego Movie 2, but then they're doing all these other like Ninjago, Lego Batman, all that stuff. So
I think this is excessive.
I was gonna say is this Lego Dimensions Wacky Races?
Maybe. I mean, like Lego Batman just pumped in all those like Warner Brother owned properties. Like this could be another crossover. Yeah. So...
Originally, it was going to be directed by Jason Segel.
Mm-hmm. But
wait,
Jorge Gutierrez.
Yeah. It was like him and Drew Pierce, because they were signed to co-direct and write the film, and then it changed to Jorge Gutierrez, and Pierce stepped down. And I actually don't know if Jason Segel left, to be honest. I don't know if that changed, but we'll see. Who knows?
But yeah, like if he's directing the movie, like I would imagine if he would put in Low Riders or something Mexican in there, so I'd be excited for that.
I'm disappointed that he's not doing it's not his character designs, but I think you could get the humor, or like he has that kind of Lego Movie humor, but like it is a little sad that I think he's more known for his character designs than his humor. So I kind of want his next movie to be like his movie, not like a Lego movie.
Although I'm kind of hoping they give him a lot of creative freedoms to like try to make it his own style. When they announced that he's directing, he did draw some like Lego thingy with skulls and stuff, and I imagine like it'll be still somewhat his style in Lego form.
I mean, but there were creative problems with the Lego movie too, because what's his name from Rob Schraub was supposed to do it, and then I don't know what happened with that, but he's not working on it anymore. So I don't know like what the deal is with the Lego extended universe, like how much creative control, or can Jorge Gutierrez kind of manage that to a way to make a good movie? I guess that's kind of the
unpopular opinion. I kind of would prefer the Lego movie just be the Lego movie. I don't think we need a shit ton of expansions off of that.
Oh no, I don't. I mean, I like Lego Batman, but I'm like, with Ninjago coming out in September, I'm a little like, how many of these?
Yeah, and
how
they
much of this are we
all
doing?
have been. There's been 3 movies, and they've all dealt with like father-son issues.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. It's weird with the influence of the Lego movie, because that's totally why Emoji Movie happened and quite a few other things. And I love the first Lego movie, but I don't like how it's given all these studios free reign to be like, yeah, but we can make a movie out of anything now.
Awful. But yeah, I feel like they're just gonna oversaturate Lego movies. Like I don't know if like, I'm sure Ninjago won't be as profitable as Lego Batman, since it's Lego Batman and not Ninjago's not as big as a property.
No, we need to bring Bionicle.
Didn't they kill off Bionicle?
Yeah.
Oh.
Time for the revival, baby.
Yay.
At this point, Lego is as synonymous with movies as like superhero movies are.
Kind of. I mean, like that's the one Warner Brothers cinematic universe they got.
Yeah, because what was the news that like the Justice League movie's like unwatchable? It's so bad.
That's unconfirmed reports. That, you know.
No, I know it's not very but apparently it's like they're still reshooting it. Like it's supposed to be. I'm more curious to see it be the mess that we all want it to be, but I feel like it'll just be okay, and we'll be like, whatever.
Speaking of superhero movies, did anyone see Spider-Man: Homecoming?
That's not news. What is this, news from a month ago?
Come on. I wanted to talk
according
about
to Pan, it actually just came out. This version of Pan.
Did you see Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
Shit. Did you guys see
Hold on, guys, did you hear that Marvel is making an Iron Man
movie?
Did you guys see X2 X-Men United? Holy shit.
No, have you seen its better sequel, X-Men 3? I think it's going to be the best one yet.
Oh, guys, I'm really fucking stoked about this DuckTales, this lamp movie. It's got, like...
Have you heard Michael Keaton has been cast as Batman?
Oh, did you guys hear they made a movie out of a great train robbery?
Dude, did you hear they made a movie called Song of the South?
I'm pretty stoked about this Wizard of Oz movie.
Have you heard about colored film? They started making films in color.
Have you heard of Prince Ahmed? They made movies out of fucking paper!
Did you see they have moving images now? Moving images. I won't sit too close for it because it might burn my eyes.
Uka painted on the cave wall again! It looks so fucking real!
Don't look at it, it'll burn your eyes.
We can't go any further back.
And on the YouTube release, when I'm screaming, can you add like a sizzling sound effect?
You know he's not going to.
Hold on, I'll do it.
If I find the sound effect, I will.
There's right there. Shut up. Everyone be quiet. Jim, please.
Okay.
Okay. What are
Jim,
we talking about?
Oh.
Great.
ASMR Jim sizzles your bacon.
We'll use that.
That sounds more like a porno.
Yeah, this is going to end up on the Jim soundboard on Newgrounds.
You know what, guys? Let's just fucking forget about the podcast. Jim, can you start doing some ASMR, please?
Some what?
Just some ASMR.
Oh, just regular, weird sounds?
No, just talk like you're talking to a fan. Just like,
but softly.
Yeah, softly into the microphone.
Hey, how's it going? This is Jim. Hey, what's up? Today I'm going to talk about your feelings. I don't know. Sorry.
Okay, no. Now say like, did you have a tough day? So did I. I had a bad case of the spooky shoobies.
I feel like I'm at the end of an Honest Trailers or something. Okay. Did you have a bad day? I think I had a case of these spooky shoobies.
Good. This is good. Now, I'm going to sell this on the Chinese black market. Hopefully, we can get some money to make up for all the loss of revenue from the apocalypse.
Yeah. Speaking of shoobies, when I went to Los Angeles, I went to some museum and I got to see the rocket power unreleased pilot that Gary talked about one time on this podcast.
What museum? What, the Museum of TV and Movies or some guy's apartment?
So I think it was called the Pele Museum of Broadcast or something.
Oh,
it's in Beverly Hills.
How was the Cartoon Network visit? Can we talk about that? Or
it wasn't that long, but it was like, hey, someone said, hey, you want to come visit? And it was like, oh, here's all the stuff, all these posters, like a freaking model of the Adventure Time house. I don't know. And like while I was walking through, I see that they were working on that TBS cartoon by J.G. Quintel. Close enough. Good enough.
Yeah.
Close enough. Yeah. So it is still made in Cartoon Network Studios.
Do we have a premiere date for that or no?
I don't know. Yeah, but that was fun. But yeah, essentially, so while I was in Los Angeles, I went to this museum, and then do you remember when I talked about 100 Good Deeds of Eddie McDowell?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so basically how this pilot by Nickelodeon about a bully who gets turned into a dog and must do 100 good deeds to be turned back into human. Originally, this pilot featured a young Shia LaBeouf pre-Even Stevens.
Whoa.
But
wait, did that kid ever get turned back to a human, or
nah.
did he just like eventually devolve into a dog and not remembering his past human life?
Considering the age on how long dogs live, I don't think he made it. So no.
Oh, so he died as a dog.
Yeah. On his knees.
Okay.
So we could have had young Shia LaBeouf as the kid that was bullied in 100 Good Deeds of Eddie McDowell, but no.
Hey, we could have had Shia LaBeouf as our new Indiana Jones if people like that movie. So
I mean, he did kill Megatron.
Oh yeah, that's true.
By shoving a GameCube into his chest.
That was the one thing that couldn't. I was immediately out of the Bayformers. I mean, it was already awful, but when the Even Stevens kids takes down Megatron,
yeah,
I'm out.
They dumped his corpse in the water.
Oh yeah, they did. Man, those movies. I haven't seen 5 yet, but I sort of don't want to.
No one.
Isn't it the worst one?
They're all the worst ones.
The worst one is probably 2, and they each try to be a little better. But 4 was pretty. I don't know. I haven't liked even the first one. I didn't like. I only like the cartoon movie. Like that's the only one I've ever liked.
I'm covering this in the next video of how action cartoons died. But have you noticed, like, once the Michael Bay Transformers movies came about, like all the cartoons of Transformers started becoming more cartoonish looking. You know, like animated and Prime and anything else that came out at that time afterwards.
I guess. I don't know if there's any correlation to it.
That might just be because didn't Hasbro have a hard time making toys off of those things that Bay designed or whatever?
Huh,
They were
maybe
a little too complicated. Because
Well,
I
they
heard
look like shit. So
yeah, those things are ugly. Oh God, I hate that those movies suck. I used to love Transformers.
I remember watching Transformers 2 in theaters and like, oh look, they just killed Megatron. Oh wait, that's not Megatron. Oh, that's Megatron. No wait, that's not Megatron. Like these clunks of metal, like the bad guys are all gray and you can't tell them apart. I thought they killed like Megatron 3 times. I couldn't tell.
No, it's almost astounding how much Michael Bay just doesn't understand visual design in any aspect.
Well, he actually does like he gets some things about cinema that like, so if you really like look at it, you're like, oh, that's interesting, but he never quite gets there. Like he's like a huge Coen Brothers fan, like not even just a little bit, like an obsessive Coen Brothers fan. And like I've heard interviews where he'll go through like how the camera moves and things like West Side Story and stuff, and like he gets certain things, but then I watch his movies and it's like, I see where you're sort of going and that could be ambitious and interesting, but he takes this hard left into stupid that like he never comes back from.
Well, like I mean, is it Bad Boys 2 where they have the scene where like they have a bunch of cars coming off of one of those car rack.
Oh yeah, I like Bad Boys too because it's ridiculous.
But like that scene right there is such a like. If you go back and think of how he did it, it's so genius. The idea was dropping the cars off. You immediately would think, okay, the CG cars have to be the ones that are being destroyed, you know, falling off the thing. But instead, it's the cars that are dodging them are animated because no driver would be able to like react fast enough to do it.
Baby Driver could.
And so, shut up, man. Shut up, man.
Baby Driver could.
I still think Baby Driver is a stupid movie.
How dare
Did you see it?
Yeah, there's no babies driving.
Well, I mean, Sophie really liked it when we saw it. She was into it.
She's a baby.
Yeah, but it was a baby movie screening. Let babies show up. Are you saying babies have no taste? Or are you saying
Yeah, babies have shit taste because all they do is shit themselves.
Yeah. Well,
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
I mean, you know, she watched Sesame Street, and that's still good. So whatever.
Yeah.
Sesame Street's really good right now, Nolan.
Yeah, you know who was on Sesame Street? Elmo. You know who voiced Elmo? That one guy. You know who that one guy did? He touched children.
No, he didn't.
Sesame Street promotes pedophilia. Confirmed. You heard it here first.
That's not.
You're right. Elmo touches children's hearts. Nothing else.
Oh, really? Because last time I checked, not only did Elmo touch kids' hearts, Big Bird touched my pee-pee when I was younger to a live screening of Sesame Street. And Big Bird was like, "Hey, little fella, how's it going?"
Who is that? That's not Big Bird.
Big Bird?
What were we getting? Were we talking about Spider-Man? What happened?
Well, haven't you fucking heard of Big Bird? Fucking just like he lures you into his nest. And he's just like, let me see you without your socks, and then
what's going on right now?
You take off your socks, and then
Mitt Romney's trying to kill me.
And then he
no, but the Elmo thing, that guy, I don't know. Because I think most of those people who came forward were like, I mean, it's still creepy, but I think it kind of got a little blown out of, because they were like 17, I think, which is still not legal. But
hey, little girl, you want to join Elmo's world?
It seemed like a little like they were, I don't know. I feel a little bad for him, but he still shouldn't have done that.
So what did he do exactly?
He like was involved with people who were like young, like just like on the verge of 18, and there was some doubt that I think he was aware that they were under 18. Like he might have thought they were older at the time, but he was involved in them, and it's still like, it's not like, I'm not gonna excuse that behavior, but and it had happened like 10 years prior, but that's still like, it's not cool. So I don't know, I'm still like, I feel, is he like, he's the guy who created Elmo, like there was no Elmo character, like he made it, and then he gets fired, and I don't know what happened to the rest of his life. Like it's kind of sad. I don't know, but I still agree, like it wasn't I don't know, sorry, this is like a weird moral ground, so I'm not gonna keep going, but
help, police, follow that bird.
Oh, good one.
That was a good one, Pan. That was legitimately a good joke.
Yeah.
Do you guys mean to tell me Pan just made a funny joke?
I know.
Wait,
I told you it's not this reality. Different Pans.
Have you ever seen the Sesame Street 9/11 episode?
Oh.
Do you guys remember the 9/11 Marvel comic where?
Oh, was Spider-Man or?
Yeah, Spider-Man is like, holy shit, dude. The planes crashed the towers, and then there's this lady, and she was like, "Where were you, Spider-Man? Why didn't you use your spider powers to stop a fucking plane from crashing into towers?" And Spider-Man was like, "Dang, dude, I was in algebra class. We were learning about fucking variables and shit." And then Dr. Doom is like, "This is the saddest shit I've ever seen."
Dr. Doom could have prevented this.
He could have, but he didn't, because he's.
I think Dr. Doom was involved.
Why did he cry then? Why did he cry?
Because he wanted the credit, probably.
Did he cry? Did he start to cry? And
he had his own plans of doing it, and someone beat him to it.
Yeah, like he's like fucking Bin Laden again.
You know what I hate about the post 9/11, like the immediate post 9/11 response, aside from the obvious like bigotry against Muslims who didn't do anything wrong, etc. It's the fucking country music that came out of it.
Oh yeah, that was
arguably a bigger travesty itself.
Well, the biggest travesty is that country music exists in general.
Yes, that too.
Rude.
I don't like country music.
Pan, can you edit in Bowie here?
No, our audience does not listen to country music. Possibly like 3 of them. One of them's probably like detailing their truck and listening to country music right now. Possibly.
Like, I actually don't even know much about Garth Brooks. Like,
why are you booing me? You know I'm right.
Oh. But yeah. So you guys want to get into the questions?
5 young fighters band together to take on the Earth's toughest challenges, like finding the remote control.
It's gotta be around here someplace.
Teen Titans premieres Saturday, July 19th at 9 on Cartoon Network.
We've only been doing this for an hour and a half. Holy shit.
Yeah, questions. If anybody has a question or comment, be sure to start out with the word question so it's easier to find and post.
No, we have a Yahoo for that now.
Post them in the YouTube comments, or you can email us at this. Wait a minute. If they email it to us, then we'll get less YouTube comments.
So
I need more YouTube comments.
Why?
Do you?
Yes. Also, I'm not gonna check another email. I'm lazy.
Doesn't it help you a little? Maybe it could be like we could just open up the email when we do the podcast.
Okay.
And just
But yeah, email us at either post it on the YouTube comments or email us at pizzapartypodcast@yahoo.com.
Why? Who chose Yahoo?
I thought you did.
Oh.
Is Yahoo paying you?
I gotta go.
Get back here. Seriously, who made the email?
I did.
Okay, because I was confused at first.
I made the email and I made the Twitch account, so now we can all stream from there.
Catholic controversy question for next week's podcast. Why aren't you talking about OG Teen Titans running on Cartoon Network? Hey guys,
Who cares?
If you wake up at like 6 a.m., they're playing all the original episodes of Teen Titans throughout the week.
Whoa, that totally doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, we got that's just on DVD, and I have all the episodes pirated, so who cares, you know?
I own every. Oh, actually, this is interesting. Warner Bros. Has Shaolin Showdown, the original series, on DVD, but they're made to order.
Yeah.
So you buy them. You can buy each individual season off their website.
And the first 2 seasons.
I'm gonna definitely be doing that when I have the money.
I got the 1080p iTunes rip, so I don't need DVDs.
I want to okay, so going back, so the show airing, I've seen a lot of people like try to do like conspiracy theories that like this means it's going to get a revival because you had that mural and the bags that had the original OGs destroying Go's, which by the way OG is go backwards, which I think is funny.
Oh whoa!
Oh hey,
whoa!
That's true.
Whoa!
The Nega Teen Titans Go.
Nolan, watch your mouth.
But
so you could see on your cable thing, it'd be like Teen Titans Go, Teen Titans OG. That'd be interesting.
Whoa.
And they'd still just play Teen Titans all the time.
Yeah, but yeah,
right. I mean, go ahead.
They're playing at 7 a.m., so I'm sure some kid will wake up that early to watch it, possibly or not, and it'll be like, "What the fuck is
it
this?"
for the kids though? Is it not for like because it's 6 a.m. That's most people getting up for their 9 to 5.
No, that's bitter, angry people who are still awake from the previous night and angry. It's like, oh my god, Teen Titans is playing at this hour right before I go to bed at 6 a.m. Yes.
Hey, I didn't ask you to call me out live on stream.
Yeah. But yeah, look, it's a superhero cartoon. They'll reboot it again eventually, but for now, it's really successful on Cartoon Network, so they ain't going nowhere for now. But they're coming out with TNT's coming out with a live action TV series of Teen Titans.
Oh, that's still happening?
Yeah, recently they casted some girl from Australia as the as Raven. Anyway, next question. Anyway, because like people keep messaging me that, and then it's like, what do you want me to say, you weirdos?
I don't want no kangaroos playing my Raven.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. I was just trying to think of like, wow, would you get mad at an Aussie? Like, I don't know.
It's successful. It'll be rebooted again in a few years. So everyone, let's all just
no, it won't.
Stop lying. Doobie and chill and enjoy Teen Titans Go.
Pan promotes smoking weed.
It's legal.
This is why
this video is no longer advertisable.
This is why this will never be on the YouTube Kids.
Oh, Yeah, but let's see. Next question. Turbo Jello Z says, "What do you guys think about the Rocko's Modern Life reboot that's coming out?"
I think it's kind of people seem to really, really like it, and I mean, I haven't seen much of the original Rocko's, but the idea seems really vapid to me. The reason people like it is because it's Rocko's Modern Life, and he's in our Modern Life commenting on it. But they all make stupid jokes that have been made before, like, look at all the Starbucks. Look at all, like, literally fucking Sleepy Hollow, which came out in 2013, that dumb show I used to really like. They literally made a Starbucks joke in the first 10 minutes, and that even then it was tired. And like, it's 2017 and you're doing it now.
Yeah,
right.
Jokes older than the show when the show originally premiered. Give it up. Come on.
Yeah. Like none of it's actually modern. Like it's all like 2000s humor, not actually 2010 humor.
Well, I mean, like, there's still some of it. Like, I like how they made a really, really big man, this grimdark superhero in the theaters and stuff.
Yeah,
that's literally 90s humor. That's like
it's still current today.
If you want to see how fucking out of touch this reboot is, Joe Murray, like, when people sent Joe Murray the finals for the animation, he's like, "Why the fuck do the colors look like this?" And somebody said it's HD Joe.
Yeah,
he doesn't understand HD animation. Like, Jesus Christ, Grandpa, get a grip.
Come on, look, just let us have this, okay?
I mean, there's no harm of it being like a revival movie. Like, if it's a new series, it seems just kind of like, I don't know. I'd rather for something new. But as like an hour and a half long special, sure, yeah, that's fine. Bring that back occasionally. Bring that back once a year before he gets a chance to get stale again.
Can't wait till Rocko makes.
It's already stale.
I can't wait till Rocko makes fun of the Bush administration. That'll show him.
Kind of sticking with it, but not the same. I recently found out that, like, apparently Nick has their own loot crate.
Oh yeah, the Nick box.
Hey Pan, you should get a sponsor with Nick Box and then do it on a Cartoon Network video.
Yeah, why don't they give me that stuff? Like I saw at Comic-Con, they had like the little hat that SpongeBob wears in the Krusty Krab, and they also have like this porcelain Gerald head from Hey Arnold, whose head vaguely resembles a bong, and it's like, is this a bong? Is this secretly a bong?
Well, I've seen a lot of really cool stuff from it, though. Like, I don't want like half of the box, but there's like one or two items. I'm like, that's really fucking cool. Like they had a Cynthia doll from Rugrats, like an actual, just show accurate doll.
Why would they just make that exclusive to this Nick box, though? That seems like a waste of money.
Why else would you buy the Nick box?
Yeah, because they wanted to like launch their own dumb loot crate thing, so that way you're like, oh, well, I have to get it now.
For 90s kids, it seems a little, seems like very limited.
Or they did a summer block one, and some of the stuff is super fucking cool. Like a half melted. Remember those old ice cream truck ice creams where they had like the really fucked up faces, where like the little bubble gum in the eyes. Yeah. One of the things is a vinyl. It's on its side and it's melted a little bit, but it's the Ninja Turtles. The Ninja Turtle head. It's a Raph.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was really neat.
Whoa, I feel like signing up for a Nick box right now. Thank you for telling us about this amazing product, Izzy.
I'm sorry, I got really excited about it.
Do they have any Sanjay and Craig stuff in there?
Nah, it's mostly 90s stuff and Ninja Turtles.
No, actually, they released limited edition exclusive prints of Craig's warring Sanjay.
No.
Yeah.
That reminds me.
It was kind of weird guerrilla marketing. It was very guard, but they did it.
Wait, what they do?
They released prints, like art prints of Craig warring Sanjay, like eating him. They were made around the time that the Eaten Alive special on Discovery Channel was going to come out, but when that special tanked, they were like, maybe we shouldn't do this.
Oh, what a bunch of bullshit. I remember when that was coming out, like everyone was hyped up to see it was this TV special where a man was about to get eaten live on TV by a snake, but he had a robot suit on or something, and it's like, we were excited, and then like while it was happening on live TV, he just pussed out and said, you know what, this is too constraining, I can't do this, and he just fucking pussed out. Man, but yeah, there was an episode of Sanjay and Craig where Sanjay signs up for Nickelodeon Guts. You know, that game show from the 90s that kids don't even know what it is.
Oh, while we're waiting for the questions, me and Nolan can tell a story. So Nolan wants this one person that follows me on Twitter to be on the podcast. And he's like, yeah, I got you on this podcast. Get him. And I'm like, all right, so I'll message him. And the guy's like, can I have some examples of your podcast before I decide? And he's like, so I go back to Nolan, I'm like, which ones do I show? And Nolan's like, the good ones. And I don't know why that's my Nolan voice, but
I see the CH Greenblatt.
Yeah, I don't know why your Nolan voice is a default to a really obnoxious asshole sounding voice, but it's accurate. But please, do go on.
But yeah, but it's like, show the good ones. And I'm like, which ones? I legitimately was like, I don't know what ones to show him. Last week, literally, Nolan said the N-word. Do you want me to show that one?
I say you should show the one with CH Greenblatt or the one with Owen Dennis. You know.
Wait, do you mean to tell me you haven't sent him one yet?
I sent him the one with Spencer, and I sent him the one with. You told me to show him the one with Johnny. So I sent those two.
We should have shown him the one with Chris Niosi, and then he could have asked Chris, like, "Hey, Chris, is this a good idea?" And Chris could be like, "Whoa, dude! Whoa, yeah, of course, man! Whoa, stop talking! Stop talking! Move on to the next question. Next question."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry, was that a little too on the nose? Was that a little too?
Next question. A guy named Crystal in the chat says, "Hey, has a fan base ever affected your enjoyment of a piece of media?"
Yes, this fan base affecting my enjoyment of the fucking podcast.
Actually, maybe Game of Thrones.
Actually, I've gotten several videos today from fans who I'm assuming are all in high school or like middle school, and they're really weird, and they kind of borderline on being creepy, like early serial killer footage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like when they like go over the life of a serial killer in an True Hollywood Story documentary, and they're like, and we saw this disturbing footage from when they were younger, and they play like some Alan Tutorial level creepy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody know what Alan Tutorial is?
No. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course you do, Pam.
Shut up.
But there's this web series called Alan Tutorial, and it's by this guy who did. There are people in this house. This house has people in it. I forget what his name is. Pan, since you seem to know his videography so well, if you could.
I don't know. I just remember it was this one guy who was making like terrible tutorial videos, and they progressively get creepier and creepier.
Yeah, it's basic. It's a commentary on just basically on how the social media like ruins people's lives, because he seems to really be like against social media and the storm that would ensue from it. I might be misinterpreting what his statements were. I mean, what his messages were, but it's a really creepy found footage video series that actually does a really good job at.
What was it called?
You know, being found footage. Alan Tutorials.
Yeah, I love Alan Gregory. He's funny. I love him. Yeah. Oh, so anyway, fan bases. I don't know. Like when I was younger and Adventure Time was going on, I was like, "Fuck this stupid fan base. Regular show's better. This overrated bullshit. I hate whatever this new Steven Universe cartoon's coming out." Although eventually, you know, I learned to chill out, you know, and stop being a dumbass, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
have you?
I became less of a just a cynical asshole, you know. But by the way, in the last video, where my Comic-Con video, like there's a billion comments that say either Rick and Morty or Steven Universe is overrated, and I just want to say nothing's overrated. People like what they like, and you just happen to have like a superiority complex just because you happen to like a TV show, a different TV show.
I don't get when people go on and on about like this is overrated or that's overrated. I'm like, just don't. Like, we have so much media now. Just, you know, maybe don't watch it.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite thing is whenever like a YouTuber goes and like, this is how to fix Cartoon Network. This is going to be what makes Cartoon Network so much better now. We're going to air all the old TV shows. We're going to air this, and this. And it's like, do you even watch television? Like, and don't even like try to like spin it in a way where it's like, well, I would watch Cartoon Network if it didn't have just Teen Titans Go on it. Like that's not a thing that like you gradually fall into. You would have made this video a lot sooner. Like it's these people that don't actually watch the channel listening what they want, and like it wouldn't bring them back.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, like you can't just make a channel based on reruns because like that's already online and other ways to watch it. Like there's no point. There's no urgency to watch a rerun channel anymore.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because they've tried it multiple times. Didn't Nickelodeon have like the 90s or all that section?
They had and then they changed it, rebranded it the Splat. But those, it's like it's a big deal when it starts, like both times, and then like a year later, I going through the listing on my cable, and I'm like, oh, that's still here. Like I just don't even know because there's not too much they can do, and they've tried doing that kind of like 90s nostalgia thing. Like they have MTV Classic, which is literally all old music videos. But the only thing I would say that they really should do, which would be cool, is like air like one Saturday night, just be like, let's air a SNCC that aired on this night in 1993.
Oh,
Like-
that would be really cool. Actually.
Like something like you have the tapes. I'm not asking you to play old commercials or something. Just have it, make it an event, and just say like every Saturday we'll pick a different year to play a SNCC, and we'll play all the programs and all that stuff. And same with like MTV, play an old Total Request Live or play like an old like Headbangers Ball. People would be into that, but that's the only thing I would change.
It would be
But
so fucking cool if they actually got like the brands that still exist and like were able to re-air those old commercials, but as if they were like paid to be new ones,
Yeah, they do that on, and I don't think they've done it in a while, but when MTV Classic started, they literally played the first hour of MTV with the original commercials.
Ooh.
And that was awesome because it was like I was literally like I was watching TV whenever MTV was 81 or 82 or something.
Whoa.
So it's like that I thought was great. And originally that was the plan with that channel, and they didn't kind of do anything with that. So that's the only thing with those syndicated channels I would really change, is like having more fun with it and making it an experience. But I don't think they have they don't want to spend that kind of money on it, or would they? I mean, they own it. I don't know. Who knows?
And real quick, I want to say is that Tara actually was watching the live stream earlier and tweeted out saying that the Mickey crew is actually a very tiny crew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it tinier than my dick?
Also, she loves me and Nolan.
Yeah, you guys can go fuck yourselves, Jim. And
I'm okay with that.
Jim already has like the entire audience loving him. I think one person not giving him a shout out.
I don't think they all love. I don't think that.
Okay, everybody in the chat, do you love Jim? Yes or no?
Let's
settle it once and for all.
I think they're more lukewarm.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Oh no! Do you know how many comments you get? It's like, oh, Jim's not in this. No reason to watch this. Delete.
Nah, they don't mean it. They say that, but they don't mean it. They don't mean shit because they're a bunch of fucking pussy bitches.
I mean, I like listening to the ones I listen on. I listen to them all, I think.
Also, so far the screen just filled up with yes.
Pan, why are you in the stream chat as Mr. Awesome Aiden?
Hang on, let me see who that is.
Nolan for the win.
No.
Jim is love, but Nolan is better.
Yeah.
Nolan and Pan are best, which is
When are you going to take that Izzy character off? God.
Oh yeah, that was what Pan tweeted. Who should you have on the podcast? And I was like, "Where's Jim?"
Yeah, where's Jim?
I responded with, "Fuck Izzy, get her off."
No, I still want double Izzy. Let's use an old recording of you, and that would be weird.
That would be meta as fuck.
Oh man, has anyone done that in a podcast? Like have a recording of just one person be like another cast member? Am I overthinking this?
For April Fool's Day, Pan, you should take an old podcast of ours, except you just it's the new Pizza Party podcast special where we talk with ourselves, and you just take the podcast and then you just kind of like copy it and then move it slightly so there's like a double echo.
That sounds fucking terrible.
That's why we should do it.
No.
For April Fools.
That's all awful. But yeah, you guys want to get into the next question?
Next question.
This podcast has been nothing but reboot talk, but Froclee says, question, what modern cartoons could you see being rebooted in 8 to 10 years? Also, suck a fat dick, Pan. I love the podcast.
Best question.
Yeah.
I actually think Steven Universe will get rebooted in 20. Like, I could see that has a big enough of a fan. I think Adventure Time maybe also, but I think Adventure Time I don't know how long Steven Universe is going to go, but Adventure Time kind of wore out its welcome. And a lot of these 90s shows that are getting rebooted were shows that like people really liked and they didn't necessarily wear out their welcome. I think that kind of hurts your how people remember you if you go on too long. So.
I mean, you got to think what's popular right now, or like about 10 years prior. I'm pretty sure Phineas and Ferb would get a reboot.
I think they're having a new crossover with that other show, right?
Milo
They
Murphy's
are.
Law.
Yeah.
Phineas and Ferb will never fucking die.
Yeah.
They will always be back.
I used to really like that show, but it kind of got really crappy towards the end.
I thought it was repetitive from the very beginning, so I never really got into it. And
well, it's very formatted. I mean, that's like the whole thing. But I don't know. The one where Doof raps, I still like that one. It's still a good one.
So did somebody say raps?
Oh.
I walked into that.
Yeah. I'm still, let's see.
Most reboots, I feel like most of the reoccurring reboots that always happens are more action-oriented shows that sell a lot of toys.
Yeah.
And then they just become comedies.
Yeah, I mean, like Ninja Turtles, Teen Titans, Power Rangers. I guess doesn't technically reboot, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like those are the things that keep getting Transformers. They keep getting reinvented.
Plus, Power Rangers is still owned by Saban, right? Just Nickelodeon has the exclusive U.S. rights or something.
Yeah. Saban sold it to Disney for a little bit and then bought it back.
Somehow.
Same with Digimon.
Did Power Rangers ever like stop making shows, or is it just continuous since the 90s?
It never ends.
There was a slight hiatus of a season or two during because Disney wanted to end it. That's the reason why we got the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers retooled season, where they added comic book effects on top of the footage.
Yeah, I remember 2010s they put it on Fox on ABC Kids Saturday morning, like these episodes from the 90s, and they just added those terrible effects of pow,
I do remember that. That was weird because you're like, why did they repurpose this? I don't understand. Like what?
I don't know. Why did they? I guess to make it look flashier.
It's basically Disney liked owning Power Rangers, but they didn't like Power Rangers. They didn't like how violent it was.
Yeah.
So there was talks about converting it to a cartoon series where you can get away with violence a little bit easier, but Toei has a mandate that it has to use the footage for them to use the show. In contract, they have to use so much of the Sentai footage, otherwise they're breaking contract. And then they retooled the first season, that happened as kind of a way to save money and still air the show. And then they were slowing down with it. I think if Saban didn't purchase it, bought it back, it probably would have been canceled.
How did Saban buy back Power Rangers from Disney?
Because he has a ton of money, I think. Or Disney was like, we really don't give a shit. Just take it.
Yeah. I mean, because Saban bought both Power Rangers and Digimon back.
Shit. And they ain't doing shit with Digimon.
Well, Disney, I think when they realize they can't do something with a certain property, they literally just give up. They're not like 20th Century Fox or something was like, we'll figure out a way and we'll make it shitty. Disney's the Black Hole remake or Tron or something. They try and then they're like, yeah, that didn't work. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And they give up because they also have such a full slate at this point. I'm sure they don't even care. They're like, yeah, whatever. We got another thing.
Yeah. But let's see. Any other questions from the chat?
I hope not.
How long have we been recording? Oh.
Too long.
We're almost at 2.
Right. We've done this for years. It's run out its welcome.
Before we finish the Power Ranger talk, we are on the season with the Cowboy Ranger.
What?
Yeah, the Cowboy Ranger that transforms using a hamburger.
All right.
Yeah, and takes selfies with the bad guys. That's how he kills them.
Is this like that sounds like a cliche of what French people think Americans are?
No, that is literally is. He's basically the American Ranger. So he has a cheeseburger morpher. His weapon is a guitar sword, and his final blow to every villain is taking a selfie with them right before they blow up.
Wow.
People are like, oh, cultural appropriation and oh, we shouldn't do that. My favorite thing is seeing other cultures try to interpret either American or other. That's just funny to me. It's kind of
I love it too. It was Shin Godzilla like how they like don't like the Americans and the Americans are bossy and
Americans are and the Japanese American woman who is coming to act like a sort of a well, she ultimately does prove she's a pretty competent and like smart like businesswoman or government woman. She ultimately comes in and she's like, listen, I just came from a party and I need to freshen up, and she's so vain and it's hilarious.
Yeah, they did. Oh, by the way, the next Godzilla movie Netflix is doing.
No, they're doing an animated series.
Whoa!
I thought they were doing a movie. It wasn't listed in movies as well. Like
Wait. Godzilla?
Am I wrong about? Yeah.
No, they're doing the movie verse, the monster verse, where they're doing another Godzilla movie, and then they're doing King Kong versus Godzilla.
No. I mean the Toho Godzilla is going to be released in America on Netflix. Apparently. I read that, but it wasn't very confirmable. So maybe I shouldn't have said that on a podcast that people listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But
sorry.
Professor Talon says, question, what's everyone's on the podcast favorite animal?
Oh,
probably a cat.
But yeah, I like the penguins. They're nice. Well, that's what my favorite one was a long time ago, but I never thought about like, what's my favorite animal? Because, I'm not 5.
What's your favorite color?
What's your favorite idea? Mine is being creative.
Well, I guess this is the end of the podcast, unless there's a stupid-ass question. Who are you people?
Oh, I was Jim.
I was Izzy.
And I'm Pan. Goodbye, everybody.
Hey, Nolan didn't say goodbye yet, dude. Calm your shit.
Nolan. What's going on?
Okay, hold on. Let me say goodbye.
Can.
Am I supposed to do that now?
What's your favorite cheese type? I like the yellow. Anything that's yellow looking. That's nice. Cheese that comes in a can, like a spray can, not like a.
That's not real cheese.
It's still good. It's good. It's good on crackers. I'm a cracker.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You're Hispanic.
I'm still a cracker. Possibly.
I think I'm the most cracker one here.
Yeah. If everyone's a cracker, no one is.
All 3 of us are crackers.
Classic Cam says favorite food, crackers. Everyone loves crackers.
My favorite food.
LM Marshmallow says, what's your favorite cartoon, Dick? Bart Simpson's got a good...
Why are we answering questions? We just ended the podcast.
Yeah, I'm really confused.
Oh.
Is this a streaming exclusive?
Are we streaming?
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Then it's not over, but let me stop recording. What's your favorite cooking show? They're all terrible.
No, Iron Chef Japan, idiot.
I like the Futurama episode on Iron Chef. That's all I know. Is Chowder a cooking show?
No.
Oh.
Why is that not on the podcast? That's hilarious.
I'm still recording. Okay, but okay, so goodbye, every pony.
This is fucking stupid. I'm leaving.
Sing us out, Emily. Or
shut up. No, it's over.
We don't feel like singing anymore. That takes time.
You're so fucking lazy.
I know.
Oh my god. Hey guys, I have to do work to make a YouTube channel. That's fucking dumb bullshit. I'm fucking leaving.
Gotta do all of the
I'm taking my Patreon money and running. Bye.
like holy shit! Like you're just singing over a goddamn song. You're not even editing out the lyrics.
This is like watching a car drive off into the sunset and then fly off a cliff and fall down and then explode.
But I gotta go to school tomorrow.
Do you go to school, Pan?
Emily and Stephanie do. They're still in high school.
They don't exist, Pan.
They got held
They're
back.
fictional people.
Wait a minute. Do we exist?
Does anyone exist?
Did the season of King of the Hill exist in middle school or high school? The finale.
Who killed Hannibal?
Wait, if you're listening to this, do you exist? Does anything exist? Think about it.
Is it safe?
Is it safe?
Take the blue pill.
So, is this finally the end?
I hope to God it is. I hope this is the last one. I hope we never do this shit ever again.
I have homework tomorrow.
You guys are fuck off. I'm done.
This is devolving to such a degree.
This isn't devolving. This is like disintegrating. This is the end of it all.
Whoa.
Hey, so anyone have any requests for songs?
I thought you were too busy with school.
You know what? I was just trying to be nice, and then I'm trying to offer something, and then you all just make fun of me. Yeah, why are you guys?
Stephanie, you look like a used condom that smells of body
Why
odor.
are you guys
Whoa.
being mean to
You,
Stephanie?
you look your greasy ponytail ass hair has a bunch of dandruff in it.
That's not true.
You're literally so lanky. You look like an anorexia
I
victim.
use Head and
You look
Shoulders.
so hideous that not even fucking Susan Boyle would fuck
I don't know
you.
who that is.
Whoa, Susan Boyle. Wow.
You look
Bring
like
it back.
you look like such a degenerate. Even Mr. Anime wouldn't break out of prison to try to kill you.
Oh man. Like
You're such a fucking loser that not even Eric Andre bother making fun of you.
Who's that?
Abysmal failure of a human being that everybody in Charlottesville wouldn't even bother trying to protest against you.
It's too soon.
All right. So
Hey.
DuckTales was funny.
Yeah. Next topic.
Yeah, you'd be out of all of us, like you have the least amount of chances of dying, or at least being attacked.
That's probably I guess.
Well,
you know?
Jim is ginger, so
Yeah, I have some things against
Yeah,
me.
Ginger. The
It's
most.
like Nolan's gay, I'm a girl, and then Pan, Mexican. So I don't think they like
they
our kind
probably
there.
ask how Pan crossed the border.
Oh. They'll probably ask why I have Emily and Stephanie with me and why they're green.
They don't exist, Pan.
They exist.
Pan is literally so useless. Not even border control would even bother catching him.
Oh, they know I mean no harm,
Also, if Emily's green, then why did the video you most recently show have a normal skin tone version of her?
Yeah, who was that?
Some chick, I don't know. That was Emily,
Oh, and fuck that person who was mean to you.
Oh no.
That was funny. He goes, you were like,
Oh,
and
yeah.
no shout out to the guy who said I had bad acne. I was like, that's
Fuck
funny.
that guy. Well, to be fair, he didn't. He kind of seemed a little off. Like,
Oh,
Real quick. Someone said, "Please, Izzy, I'm black and half gay."
half gay.
how are you half gay?
It's called bisexual, you fucking cis scum.
Yeah.
But that's not half
Check
gay.
your fucking privilege.
Okay, no, I'm not. I was just confused. I understand
privilege,
bi.
Pat.
Is this still the podcast?
I'm not.
No,
Are we still?
this is the after party.
Oh, I'm still recording. Let me.
Wait, do people say bi as half gay? I didn't know that.
You like boys and girls. You're half gay and half straight.
That makes sense.
It's a statistical factoid.
Logical.
Oh, okay. No,
It's a
when you put it that way, it makes more
I mean,
sense.
if you're-
I apologize.
If you're
Yeah.
pansexual, you're like quarter gay, possibly.
Wait,
You're,
why
you're
is it-
like
why
you're
did-
like instead of halves, you're like a Venn diagram. No, not a Venn diagram, like a pie chart
Yeah.
where like your sexuality is segmented into
What the
percentiles.
fuck is going on anymore? I'm just gonna hit stop record.